Good morning. Um, this is Traci Wilson-Kleekamp. I'm Facebook Live from my backyard. You can see the trees. Yes. This message is for Sutu. Sutu, it's not my job or our job to correct you when you make boo-boos, especially if you're not willing to learn. So you have weaponized homeless people as a threat to wildlife, which is really deeply dehumanizing for people who don't have shelter. Help out by maybe giving a piece of your land to build a homeless shelter or build a place for a shelter for people. But what I heard in your video is a lot of I talk and centering on you. So if you're able to decenter yourself from the situation and listen, I want to let you know that in my neighborhood, the trail connects at the end of the block, and there's lots of riders, people who are in a wheelchair have access, and this really is about connecting our communities by access. Even if they do take down some trees, you can plant more trees. You can get saplings and plant a diversity of trees there. So it is about connecting communities. This idea that crime immediately follows because we have accessible trails for bikes and wheelchairs and walking is just downright silly. I'm from New Mexico. I'm from a place where there's lots of open space, or at least there was when I grew up, and I grew up believing that we shared land. I grew up in an indigenous collective culture. This idea that my property is my kingdom and I'm going to stand up in a tree and complain we're going to miss out on hearing the birds sing. Birds are still going to be there. They're still going to sing. And those trees you can plant, 5 to 1 or 10 to 1 of the ones that they take out. But I think you can do both. I think we can work on protecting the trees, and I think we can have an accessible trail, right? You definitely need to do some homework on understanding the issues of why people are without homes. It's because of cost of living. It could be mental illness. I don't know anybody who willfully chooses to be homeless or without a home by a lifestyle choice. That's wrong. It's false, and a deeply privileged idea that's you need to disabuse yourself of it as soon as possible. So my request is that you come down from the tree and meet with the city and meet people in the community, and we come up with some and solutions. I don't think this is an either or, but that's a challenge for you to kind of shift your thinking. One, so you're decentering yourself, so it's not about you, and it becomes about how that area becomes in common use to us as a public. And I would say this, all people who are very much land colonizers and very individualistic about their land and all that. In my backyard, there's lots of critters and stuff that come through all the time. I'm cool with that. I like sharing my space. And crime problem because we have a trail. Crime is always going to be with us. One of the people who don't, we should work on that together as a community, but you're not helping. And I really want you to shut your mouth about it, because I don't see that you're doing any work to develop a deeper understanding. So you can sit up there all you want and talk about the birds singing and all that kind of crap. But at the end of the day, every time you open your mouth about homelessness and you start talking about people who don't have shelter, you're showing your bare ass. So if you want to invoke Race Matters and you want to do this way, you should be prepared for me to come back every single time. So I left a message with Tim Teddy at the planning department and the city manager asking for a way for there to be some sapling trees for replacement, and that there could be some educational outreach done about the land and area that supports our climate sustainability plan, so that we understand more about our land use and the human footprint on the land and around us, but also to have a deeper understanding of accessibility and how that impacts our community as well. That takes effort to do that, but it also takes courage. So it's a very privilege of you to be up in your tree and making it about you, but at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about how we make decisions for our community as a whole. and what benefits us all as a common. I'm one of those people. I'm not a great supporter of eminent domain. The city does have the power to use eminent domain for common public uses, and I think this is a good use. It's been well planned. You may disagree about the trees, but I believe that there's plenty of room to work that out. So I hope I've given you something to think about. I'm hoping you don't make another video like the one that you put up yesterday or today or whatever it is. It's insulting. Knock it off. All right? You can do better, and I know that you can do better. But what you're doing right now is embarrassing. I really thought after people started going to the council and complaining that, you know, homeless people were going to hurt their neighborhood and all that they would, it was embarrassing that they would stop it. And when I saw the document that you were actually shopping that around, I couldn't believe it. It's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. So shape up. Do better. It's not my job to educate you. Do your own education. Hurry up. Time is of the essence. Yeah, check out my backyard. Peace.